Hello, Class 4-3. Mr. Waterman here with today's Language Arts lesson in Period 2 on Thursday, January 14th, 2021. Now, we are going to begin reading the story Chinatown in our textbook. I'm on page 260. Please don't worry because I will have the PDF file for all of you to download the story. You can read along with me and then read it as many times as you would like after. Okay? Before we get into the story, let's just have a look at some background and vocabulary. So we only have 4 vocabulary words we are working with in this story. Please repeat after me. Apartment. Apartment. Delivery. Delivery. Hand carts. Hand carts. Markets. Markets. Okay, those are our 4 words. We'll look at those in more detail in just a couple of minutes. Okay, for now, let's look at what is a Chinatown. Okay, have a look here with me, if you will, and please read along. Chinatown is a name used to describe a neighborhood found in some big cities, such as New York City. New York City has one of the biggest Chinatowns ever. I used to go to Chinatown all of the time when I lived in New York. Many of the people who live and work in Chinatown are Chinese Americans. Okay? That's a good use of proper adjectives, what we're studying now, right? You'll find out more about Chinatown in the story you're going to read next. Okay? So as we look here in the next page, what you can see in the picture, it says Chinatowns are busy places filled with apartment buildings where people live, right? Apartment buildings, shops, restaurants, and outdoor markets like you see here. How many of you have been to Chinatown out in Yokohama? Right? The Chinatown out there is very big too. Shoppers share the streets with delivery trucks. Workers pushing hand carts and even bicycles, right? So you've seen delivery trucks. There are all kinds of delivery trucks. In Chinatown, some of the delivery trucks you'll see are carrying fish, okay, to the seafood markets. Many of the workers, they push hand carts because sometimes they have to take food and other supplies to different shops in the Chinatown, okay? Now, as we turn the page, for our strategy focus, it says, every morning, a boy and his grandmother go for a walk in Chinatown. As you read, stop and summarize the important parts of the selection. Please listen very carefully. And, of course, feel free to read along. I live in Chinatown with my mother, father, and grandmother. Our apartment is above the Chinese American grocery store. Every morning, Grandma and I go for a walk through Chinatown. We hold hands before we cross the street. Watch out for cars, Grandma, I tell her. Yep, there he is with his grandmother holding hands before they cross the street. You have to be safe, right? What's going on in this picture? Looks like some type of exercise, maybe? Let's find out. Most days, the Tai Chi class has already begun by the time we get to the park. Students, young and old, move in the sunlight like graceful dancers. Looks very cool. We always stop and say hello to Mr. Wong, the street cobbler. If our shoes need fixing, Mr. Wong can do the job. Just like new, and at a good price too, says Mr. Wong. Okay, so Mr. Wong, he's a cobbler. He fixes shoes. Okay. Let's have a look. The pages are sticking. Wow. Look at this picture. What's going on here? Chinatown really wakes up when the delivery trucks arrive. Men with hand carts move quickly over the sidewalks and into the stores. Every day, Grandma and I walk past the Dai Dai restaurant. Roasted chicken is my favorite, but Grandma likes duck best. Which one do you like best, students? Do you like roasted chicken or do you like duck? Where are Grandma and the boy now? When it gets cold outside and Grandma needs to make medicinal soup, we visit the herbal shop. Inside, it is dark and smells musty. The owner, Mr. Chung, is bagging dried roots and herbs. Winter is here, says Grandma. We must get our strength up. Okay. This looks like a restaurant, doesn't it? Sometimes Grandma and I go for lunch at a seafood restaurant. I like to watch the fish swim in the tank. Grandma says, you won't find fresher fish than those in Chinatown. The kitchen in the restaurant is a noisy place. Hot oil sizzles, vegetables crackle, and woks clang and bang. The cooks shout to be heard. Yum, yum. Looks like they're at a fish market now. At the outdoor market, I can barely move, but we go there because Grandma likes to buy fresh, snapping crabs for dinner. When the crabs seem furious, Grandma is pleased. The angrier the crabs, the tastier the meat, she says. Wow. It's a lot of action at that market. Okay. Now what's the boy doing? On Saturdays, I take lessons at the Kung Fu school. Master Lung teaches us a new move each week. To develop your body and your mind, says Master Lung, you must practice every day. Ooh, this looks really exciting in these pictures. My favorite holiday is Chinese New Year. During the celebrations, the streets of Chinatown are always crowded. Be sure to stay close by, Grandma says. On New Year's Day, the older kids from my kung fu school march to the beat of thumping drums. Grandma and I try to find a good place to watch, and I tell her that next year I'll be marching too. That looks really exciting. The New Year's Day parade winds noisily through the streets. Look, Grandma, I say, here comes the lion. Firecrackers explode when the lion dance is over. I turn to Grandma, take her hand, and say, Gung hai fa joy, Grandma. She smiles at me, and a Happy New Year to you too. Okay? I hope I said that part right. Okay. Now, let's meet the author and illustrator, William Lowe. William Lowe was born in the Bronx neighborhood of New York City. As a child, he liked to read comics and draw. His neighborhood became one of his favorite things to draw. Today, Mr. Lowe works in his studio and teaches art at the New York School of Visual Arts. When he is not painting, he likes to go for walks with his wife, Margaret, and their dog, Sam. The end. What did you think of Chinatown, students? Please leave a comment in the contact form letting me know what you thought about this story. Did you celebrate New Year's the same way the boy and his grandmother did this year? If not, what did you do? I look forward to reading your responses. Please go back and read the story again out loud 2 times for extra practice. Okay? If there are any words in the story that you do not understand, make a list of those words. Okay? That's it for today. Take care, stay safe, be well, and have a great day studying. I will see you in class tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.